In Fallout London, there are many types of refreshing drinks, but one that may catch your attention has a great connection to the real world. We can find Ion Brew in vending machines and littered across post-war London. If you have £5, you can purchase an ice-cold Ion Brew directly from these vending machines, which triggers a great animation in-game. Ion Brew is a reference to Iron Brew, a real-world Scottish soda. Both names sound incredibly similar, and Ion Brew is the same orange color as its real-life counterpart. In the Fallout universe, we rarely hear about lore or products outside of the United States, and there's almost nothing about Scotland, so seeing this inclusion is a nice nod to the Highlands. Speaking of treats found in London, you are likely to find boxes of cherry Bakewells throughout your journey. These small pastries have a delicious layer of jam, covered by cream icing with a shiny cherry on top, all surrounded by a light crust. These cherry Bakewells we see in Fallout London are based on the Mr. Kipling brand we see in the real world. The design of the box and the pastries themselves are nearly identical. These pre-war snacks are certainly a sight for sore eyes amid all-out atomic chaos, so make sure to take some time and treat yourself in the waist with a box of these little cakes. The mysterious stranger is no stranger to the Fallout universe, appearing in nearly every game in the series. This is no different in Fallout London, though the character has been given a delightfully British twist. Around the ruins of the Square Mile, we can see many posters advertising 005, an international super spy movie. This is obviously a reference to James Bond, 007, but this isn't the only time we see this connection. When choosing perks, if you highlight the mysterious stranger, we will see a familiar animation, also referencing James Bond. This is a hint that the stranger has had some changes when moving to London. During combat, if we use VATS after selecting the perk, we have a chance of seeing the mysterious stranger who is now dressed in a tuxedo. This is 005, and one hell of a James Bond Easter egg. This is an absolutely fantastic way to inject some of the UK's most well-known pop culture into Fallout London, and it's an awesome twist on the mysterious stranger. Among the many historical landmarks we can find in London, one of the most interesting is the British Museum. Entering the location will start a quest, which I don't want to spoil too much of here, but I do want to mention some of the things that we can find inside. Beautiful artifacts litter the museum, most with plaques that provide information about what we are looking at. This is truly a place of great significance to the pre-war, and just being inside is a privilege very few have had since the bombs dropped. We can find things like the Rosetta Stone still standing, seemingly untouched for hundreds of years. While there is plenty to look at here, we can find more practical things like the Sutton Hoo helmet, which can be worn and looks incredible for its age. This isn't the only headwear that the British Museum has in store for us, as we can find a familiar crown further into the exhibits. This is a copy of Lorenzo Cabot's crown from Fallout 4. Lorenzo's blood was used for the mysterious serum, and his family has been around for hundreds of years. This is mainly due to his discovery of this crown, but this is just a copy, so any powers Cabot may have received from his headwear are not transferred here. The British Museum is a must-stop for players who enjoy seeing the pre-war period on display. The site offers one of the only locations in the Fallout universe that showcases some of the most famous treasures from before the bombs dropped, and the quest that leads us through the exhibits is a humorous and eye-opening experience. Speaking of historical landmarks in London, I want to talk about the remarkable St. Paul's Cathedral. The site now acts as a significant settlement, but beyond that, the attention to detail is unbelievable. This building could be a mod all by itself, and it shows the dedication and pride that was put into Fallout London as a whole. This near-identical recreation of St. Paul's stands out as a tremendous landmark in the wasteland and a beautiful reminder of the creative side of the pre-war society. From the painted ceilings that have stayed the test of time to the iconic chambers that have held some of the most famous ceremonies in history, St. Paul's Cathedral is a marvel to Fallout modding. From historical landmarks to fabled lost swords, we can find a quest that will lead us to Inferno Lake. I don't want to spoil too much of the quest here, but stuck into a stone in the middle of the crater is Excalibur, the mythical sword of King Arthur. Once it's pulled from the stone, get ready for a fight because Morgana will make an appearance. Excalibur and the quest involved are wonderful nods to English folklore, and seeing the sword featured in-game is fantastic. Now, let's hope we are destined to wield it, as being corrupted and destroyed by an all-consuming lust for power does not sound fun. When it comes to mythical things in the Fallout universe, one animal tops most people's list: the horse. Fallout London has solved this in a way by including an animal that clearly mutated from horses, the Sleipnir. The namesake is fitting, as in Norse mythology, Odin rode a 8-legged horse named Sleipnir, and in Fallout London, 2 extra tiny legs on each side of this creature exist, bringing it closer to the mythical creature. As far as I know, we cannot ride these beasts, but simply seeing horses in the Fallout world is enough to get excited about, as previously they were thought to be extinct with no real further information. One thing about these Sleipnir is the fact that their feet make the sound of coconut shells being slammed together when they walk. Of course, this is a reference to Monty Python and the Holy Grail, in which Patsy follows Arthur, who pretends to ride a horse, while banging coconut shells together. It's hands down the best way to get some horse walking noises into your mod, with a delightfully British twist. Heading down to Croydon, we can find a familiar face. Hanging out around the crater, we can find Mantis, an NPC modeled after me. Mantis can barter with you, and that's about it, but it was a cool surprise when the Fallout London devs asked if I had found myself in Croydon yet. Fallout London added many nods to creators and friends in their mod, and Mantis here is just one of them. Chillin' by a crater, waiting to barter with you if you happen by. Speaking of references to people, you may notice posters for PrillaDog brand dog food around the wasteland, or even find some for yourself during your journey. This is a reference to Fallout London lead PrillaDog. It is a truly fitting name for a dog food brand, but watch out when you scarf down cans of this slop. As of right now, you can become addicted to dog food, though Team Folon is looking to change that in future updates. In the Fallout universe, we have only seen the United States, and in the United States, the population uses bottle caps as currency. Caps can still be found in London and sold at a 1-to-1 price, but the recognized currency in the area is tickets. These tube tickets were used to access the underground train systems throughout the city pre-war, and they can still be used for that now. However, due to their abundance, Londoners started using them as easy-to-carry currency. Fallout London does everything it can to inject the universe with British charm, and this is just another great way it accomplishes this. Many Brits are familiar with these tube tickets, so seeing that they are still used post-war is no surprise to anyone. Another terrific reference to British culture can be found littered around London, and that is the unusual call boxes. These are an obvious reference to Doctor Who, but it is also a callback to the original Fallout, where during a special encounter, one of these blue police boxes could be found, also called an unusual call box. An unmarked quest tasks the player with finding 15 of these around the map, and who knows what is waiting for those who actually do. Around London, we can find various cardboard boxes. This is nothing new to the wasteland, but some of these boxes are marked Vaulzon. This is a nod to the real-world package delivery company Amazon, with a Vault-Tec-inspired name, possibly hinting at its American origins, as we do not see local Vault-Tec representation in England. The boxes feature the brand name underlined, seemingly with Vault Boy's smile, a very clever take on the real-world branding and imagery. These boxes can also be slept on if you need a nap, so keep an eye out for that logo if you lack some HP. One of the staples in the Fallout series are the Deathclaws we can find wandering the wasteland. Fallout London has a response to this as well. It seems the FEV-modified chameleons were not so prevalent in England, and instead we are met with Wombles. The Womble in Fallout London clearly refers to the Wombles, creatures that appeared in children's novels and later a television series with the same name. Encountering a Womble in Fallout London can be quite the ordeal, depending on your level. Do not let their soft, fuzzy design fool you. Wombles are just as vicious as Deathclaws, even if they will likely recycle everything you are carrying after they are done with you.